Hello everyone, welcome to day 11th of August Lead Code Challenge, and today's question is array of doubled parts. In this question we are given an array of integers where the values can be negative as well as positive. We need to identify whether for each element in this array there exists a value double than the current value, and if such pairs as possible that completes the input array, then we return true from it, otherwise we return false. Let's try and understand it by the example. Let's talk about the happy case first. We have 4 minus 2, 2 minus 4. So 2 2's double value exists in the array, which is 4, so these two get consumed. Minus 2's double value exists in the array, which is minus 4, so these two gets consumed, and now there's no other element left. Either the element should be consumed or is a consumption of any other element. In those case we return true because we have exhausted the input array. And let's talk about these cases as well. We have 3 1 3 6, so you can consume 1 3 for a 6 because its double value exists, so these two values are gone. The next we have is 1 and 3 left in the input array. 1's double value does not exist, nor it can be consumed by any other value, therefore we need to return false. Without much ado, let's look at the presentation that I have created for this, and let's get started. Lead code 92954, and let's try and understand the question by a very simple example. This is slightly different to what was specified in the question. We have 2 1 3 6. The first thing that I'm going to do is to sort the array. I'll tell you why and how sorting is helping here. Just remember that at first we are sorting the array, and as soon as we are done with this, we will store the elements in a map. Along with those elements we will store their frequencies. So once we have performed sorting 1 2 3 6, we will store them in a map, and the frequency of 1 is 1, the frequency of 2 is 1, the frequency of 3 is 1, the frequency of 6 is also 1. And what am I going to do next? I'll pull out elements from this map. What is my first element? The first element is 1. What is the target element for 1? The target element for 1, let me just write T here, is 2. What I'll do, I'll pull out that element as well from the map. So the frequency of the target element is 1, and the current element into consideration is also 1. What I'm going to do, I'll reduce the frequency of the target element by the amount of the current element. The frequency of the current element is 1, the target element is 1, so the frequency of the target element will be consumed by the amount of the current element, and it will become 1 minus 1 is 0, so it will be updated to 0. That means we have consumed this element, so this element is gone and this element is also gone. Let's continue the iteration. The next element that we have is 2 itself, and what you will see that the frequency of current 2 is 0, so we will not do anything. It has already been consumed, so we don't need to worry about this. So this is also gone. Let's continue the process. Next we have 3 and 1, 6 and 1 left in the map. So for 3, what is the target element? Target element is 6. What is the frequency of 6 in the map? The frequency of 6 in the map is 1. So you will consume 6 from the map by the frequency of the current element. So this gets consumed. 1 minus 1 is 0. You have consumed 6. This element is gone now. We have successfully found out a happy case for this. And let's continue the process. Next we have is 6, and the frequency of 6 is 0. That means we don't need to worry about this element, and in this way we have iterated over the complete input data set, and in none of the case the frequency of the target element was lower, so we are good to go, and this makes us return true as the answer. Let's talk about how are we going to handle the negative cases. I have taken a slightly longer example so that you get a good hold of the concept. And the input array is something like this: -2, -1, -4, -2, -1, -1, -3, -2, -6. The first thing that we are going to do is to sort the input array. So what will be the sorted array? It will be -6, -4, -3, -2, -2, -2, -1 and -1. We will store all these elements in a map. So for -6, the frequency is 1. For -4, the frequency is also 1. For -3, the frequency is again 1. For -2, the frequency is 3. And for -1, the frequency is 1. Frequency is 2. Let me just represent it in a form of entries of a map. And let's start the iteration. The first element that we see is -6. And in case of negative values, what would be the target element? We will try and search for the half values, because we have sorted the input array. That was the reason we have performed sorting. So instead of searching for the double value, since we have sorted the array, the work will be easier for us and we will search for the half values. So this is my current element. What would be the target element? The target element would be -3. And what is the frequency of the current element? The frequency is 1. That of the target element is again 1. That means you can consume -3 against -6. So this gets consumed and the frequency gets updated to 0 here. And we can continue the process. Had this element not been there in the input array, we would have returned false upfront from there. Or the frequency would have been lower, we would have returned false upfront from there. Let's continue the process. Next we have is -4, 1. And what is the target element for -4? The target element for -4 is -2. The frequency of -4 is 1. That means you can consume -2 from the map, and the frequency of -2 gets reduced to 2 because you have consumed it against -4. And this is also done. Next we have is -3 and the frequency is 0. Since the frequency is 0, you don't need to worry about it. It's already consumed. Let's move ahead. And next we have is -4, -2, 2. What would be the target element for -2? The target element would be -1. And what is the frequency of -1 in the input array? The frequency of -1 is 2. The frequency of the current element is 2. You can consume it. So the frequency gets reduced to 0. And this is also done. Next we have is -1. The frequency is 0. Don't need to worry about it. Since the frequency is 0, we are done with the iteration. We'll return true from here. And let's talk about the third case. Here we have -7 in the input array. And so the first thing that you're going to do is to sort the input array. As soon as you sort the input array, you will see that the first key in your map is -7. And what you're going to check, you will check what is the target element for this. There is no target element present for this because this value is odd in nature. Therefore, you can't do anything about it. You have to return false from the answer. If you are not able to get anything, don't worry. Let's move on to the algorithmic part, and there you will see all the steps involved in a concrete fashion, and 99% sure that you will be able to understand whatever is left. So moving on to the coding section. The first thing that I have done here is to define a map of integer comma integer, and I have used remap here so that I don't need to explicitly sort the input array. I have named this remap as count, and for each element that is there in the input array, I update my map against the key element versus whatever frequency was already present in the map, and I update it to +1. Next, I have iterated over all the keys that are there in the input map. I'll talk about this. If my current element is less than 0, my target element would be e by 2, element by 2. Otherwise, my target element is twice of the current element, which is el. Next, I have checked if my current element is less than 0 and it's odd in nature. If it's odd in nature, that means I need to return false from it. I move ahead, I check what is the frequency of the current element. The frequency of the current element, in case it turns out to be greater than that of the target element, I return false, because in that case I cannot consume my current element fully. I move ahead and update the frequency of my target element to the frequency of the target element minus that of the current element. And once I'm done with the iteration of the complete keys, I simply return true as the answer. Let me just submit it. I hope you enjoyed today's session. The time complexity of this approach is order of n log n, because we are using a tree map, and to be precise, we are sorting the input array. And the space complexity is again order of n. Consider the case where all the elements are unique in nature. I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. See you with another question tomorrow. Goodbye. Take care.